see me. You can't see what I'm doing behind you. You have no clue, Blindy McBlinderton. Ha ha. Just bring it, jabroni. Just bring it. You can't see shit. Yeah. Yeah. You can't see me, but I bet you can still snipe me in trials. Somehow.
Are for focus. Don't let them distract you.
I ain't talking about your damn candles. I don't give a shit about your candles. The only thing I care about the candles is how the hell do you light all those candles when you can't see shit? Tell me about that. I don't think you're really blind. I think you're a liar, Brother Vance. I think you see just fine. In fact, if I whipped it out right now, I bet you'd see it. Well, I ain't gonna whip it out, because that's not what I do. At least not to a blind dude. That's called mopery. Yeah, you ever heard of that? Mopery. That's exposing yourself to a blind person. You know where I learned that from? Revenge of the Nerds. Mopery. Look it up.
I assure you, he lives.
Oh, he lives through you, huh? Well, he can't live through your eyes, apparently.
Tell me, do you think you're ready for the trials?
No, I ain't ready for the trials. I ain't ever running trials again. Trials sucks. Yeah, you better understand. You better recognize I'm running no damn trials. Ain't got no time for that.
You must begin with the trials.
Man, I already went to the lighthouse last year, bitch.
If we're not ready,
And the tacos in the platter weren't even very good. You guys need to get a better buffet in there. Alright? They ain't even worth going back to right now. Anyway, why am I bothering wasting my time with you? I came to Destiny at this point for one thing, and that's just to show you Xur's deals. Alright. Good morning, folks. It's your good friend the King, a.k.a. the Scott, welcoming you to yet another Destiny video. This is the Xur Report for this week. And as you can see, I was talking to Brother Vance there because, well, last week he didn't have much to do. If you haven't been keeping up on the news in the Destiny world, last week a glitch was discovered that allowed you to have unlimited heavy ammo. Mainly rockets. If you had a clown cartridge rocket launcher and you used one of the raid weapons with Cocoon, you could get rockets at pretty much any time. So, Bungie, in their infinite wisdom, canceled Trials last weekend, as well as postponing Iron Banner this week. However, they then released a patch, a hotfix on Wednesday, which fixed this glitch. So, Iron Banner came back a day late. So, without much fanfare or whatever, Iron Banner just magically showed up on Wednesday. And has been going on this week as usual, minus the fact that it started a day late. And Trials will be back later today. So, everything's back to normal in the Destiny world. As a matter of fact, just to assure the normalcy, here we are at the reef, because that's where our good friend Xur is this week. Alright, there he is. Good old tentacle-faced friend himself. Let's see what he's got.
if I am here, it is the Nine who sent me.
Well, the Nine may have sent him, but they didn't send him with much. For the Titan, there's no backup plans. Now, in year one, these kind of sucked. They made your force barrier last longer, which, you know, is actually not a bad thing. It's a, you know, it's an overshield with melee kills when you're a defender, and you can stack it with the perk that either, you know, allows your shield to constantly recharge, or for all melee kills while you have force barrier active to generate orbs. I use that typically. So with this one, you get the force barrier duration increase. Now in year 2, they added shotgun kills trigger force barrier. So now you can use your shotgun to trigger force barrier as opposed to a melee, and then just melee people and generate orbs. It's pretty good. Still not a great exotic, but usable now. For the Hunter, we've got the ATS-8 Arachnid. Now, in year 1, this was hands down the absolute worst exotic in the game. It's still not great, but at least they've made it viable. What they did here was, originally all that the Arachnid did was it zoomed in further when you aimed your golden gun. That's it. So it allowed you to have a longer range on your golden gun. Big whoop. Now what they've done is they've also added golden gun lasts longer. So now you have more time to shoot your golden gun off, which in PvP can come in handy if you're having trouble finding enemies to kill with it. A little more time to shoot gives you a little more time to kill. So that's not a bad thing. It's still not as great as the Acleophage Symbiote, which gives you the extra golden gun shot. And it's certainly not as good as the Celestial Nighthawk in PvE with the 6x shot. But at least now the Arachnid is a viable option. The only problem is I think it zooms in too much, and it can make it hard to get close range kills with it. So it's a bit of a trade-off. It's still not a great option. I've always liked the look of it, but other than that, it's not something you're going to use very often. Good roll on it, though, all intellect. For the Warlock, we've got Starfire Protocol, which is Xur's most offered item. I believe he has offered this, I want to say 12 times. He has sold this more than any other item in the game. This one was not changed for year 2. You gain an additional fusion grenade charge. That's all the perk is. It's not a bad option to have it, but of course you get 2 grenades in your skill tree. And fusion grenades are not a real great option to use Touch of Flame with. Although they do still do damage over time. But if you attach a fusion grenade, you're going to kill most of your enemies. So having one that also deals damage over time isn't exactly a great, additional perk. So again, this week really, I would say is kind of meh, especially with the armor. The weapon this week is the Bad Juju. Now, that's probably the best of the bunch this week of the items he has here. The Bad Juju, we'll take a look at it, because, I've always liked the look of it. It looks cool. You used to be able to see it smoke. It still sort of does that, but it doesn't do it on your back. It does while you're shooting it. Smoke comes out of the skull there. Sorry, couldn't think of the word at the moment. Anyway, Bad Juju is full auto, has hip fire bonus, and here's the main perk, String of Curse. This weapon, after each kill, the weapon will reload instantly and increase damage for a short time. Kills will help charge your super. Now, this weapon was a work in progress in year 1. I believe originally it did the reload and the increased damage, but they added the kills will help charge your super later after they realized nobody used this gun. 1, pulse rifles were not great originally, and 2, this one was particularly not great. After the buff, after they added this, now it's a pretty good weapon. It's still not used all that much, but it's one that you can definitely use and enjoy and find it's a viable option. And so if you don't have it, and again, who am I talking to that doesn't have this? I mean, at this point, we're circling the drain here with this report, to be honest with you. Pick it up. Why not? Why not? The Legacy Engram is for gauntlets. Don't buy this. I mean, we've gone over why. Don't buy it. No reason to. We got Plasma Drive, Stealth Drive, Heavy Ammo Synth, 3 of Coins, and the Glass Needles, and of course the Motive Light Exchange.
I may be here when you return.
You may be here, Xur, when I return. Problem is, I don't know when I'm going to return. When I talked earlier about the World of Destiny news, I was almost talking for myself about, in case you haven't been following. I've sort of let my Destiny gaming slip away a little bit here in the last few weeks. Not doing very much. Playing a couple of raids at Reset, maybe playing on the weekends with some friends, but the decimation of the daggers that I covered extensively the last couple of weeks on the Xur Report and the opening bits, sort of drained my interest of playing all that much. But we're waiting for new content. Basically, the April update has kind of run its course, And we're waiting for that new possible, Rise of Iron, the next expansion pack, the next fall update, as one would call it. That's what we're waiting for. I'm hoping that, next month brings the possible return of SRL. It's every other month we've gotten something, and that would mean June would be a target date for something. But nothing yet. But we didn't hear about SRL originally until a couple of days before they launched it. So there's a possibility that if it comes back next month, we won't hear about it until right before it does. I'm hoping for it. I recently played another game called a Riptide GP2, which is jet ski racing. it was on sale last week on PSN. I played that, and it reminded me so much of Sparrow Racing. It was almost virtually the same thing. You race around, you do stunts to get boost, and you do boost, and I mean that was the whole game. So for me, I'm just going, wow, this is Sparrow Racing all over again, only I'm on a jet ski. So anyway, I think I've babbled on long enough here. You saw what Xur had, really meh kind of week. If you haven't been playing Destiny, Xur certainly has not given you a reason to show up this week. But maybe next week he'll have something valuable. Until then, I am the King, a.k.a. the Scott. We'll see you then. Eat a dick. Just bring it, jabroni! Just bring it!